Yeah, Texas, we have some fun. Everybody has a million reasons to blow your brains out with Ricky Warden, that's me, and Dave Jarvis.
That's me.
We got Ariel with us tonight. Thank you for being here, Ariel.
Woo!
And our special guest, Andy Rodriguez, along for the Blow Your Brains Out tonight. Everybody,
Yeah.
I am watching the chat, so everybody has a opportunity to participate in the show through the chats. All right, so the time is now. Your host, the brilliant, incredible, and genius, Dave Jarvis.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday evening, my favorite evening of the week, and you know what that means. It is blow your brains out time. With us tonight, joining us in the studio is Andy Rodriguez from Music on My Mind podcast. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is all ours, sir. I'd just like to know, how has everybody's week been? Ricky, how's your week been?
I had like shit, but hey, I picked up the guitar a little bit. I've got a lot of work done, and I feel good about it ultimately. It's good to be here with you guys tonight, and I hope everybody joining us has a kick-ass time.
Well, good. I'm happy that you're happy, sir. Ariel, how has your week been?
It's been dope-tastic. I actually got to watch it rain today.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
dope. I'm telling you, that track that you're talking about with nothing but you saying dope is going to be totally dope.
Dope.
Dang it. Okay. All right, walked right into that one. Andy, how's your week been?
It's been going great. I feel like I'm always moving a mile a minute, but awesome nonetheless.
That's good. And you've been staying busy with that podcast, established last year. Is that correct?
Yes. October of last year. So I'm actually going to be doing a 1 year anniversary. So that's super crazy.
Congratulations.
Very excited. Thank you.
How frequently do episodes come out?
It really depends on how fast I can get it edited and how fast I can do all the interviews and when I can do interviews. But I've been posting at least every other week, up until I think a couple of months back. So like whenever the summer season started, I kind of got a bunch of interviews done, and then kind of like spaced them out for like every 2 weeks.
Nice. Who were some of your favorite guests?
Oh man. Oh, okay. So going from most recent to the oldest, King Honeybee, Miles Kennedy from Arlington, Apollo Soul, Demla Desma Boys, for sure. I have some that from the older ones, 808 Saints, Iggy Meji. They are part of the same kind of like package deal with one of the musicians being part of both of those groups. From the like Arlington area, Fuzz King Radio, if you know them,
I do.
They've been putting a bunch of or not putting a bunch of music out, but having some shows, and I got to watch them, and man, they were killer. They're really cool. Who else? Man, there's been so many. Bethany Rose, I still keep up with her on Instagram and all that.
Bethany, yeah, she's great.
From like out of state, I've also been keeping in touch with some musicians that I've interviewed. So Angel Envy, Broken Side, they're a screamo band from like they were very popular in like the 2010s era, and now they're doing their own thing again. So it's really cool getting to like see what they're up to as well.
That's really cool. Yeah, the one the King Honeybee, I posted that on our group. That's one that's been getting a lot of traction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you for
They
doing
seem
that.
like, they seem like very nice, upstanding young gentlemen.
Of course.
I guess you recorded over at Session Works on that episode, right?
Yes, I did.
Did you
And that was
did you hang out with Jeff over there?
no,
Jeff
it was
Mounds,
mainly just
the producer.
it was mainly just the guys there. I think well yeah, Milo told me about him, but I think he was out while they were, doing the podcast and just kind of,
Milo is Sessions Jr.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's
Well,
Jeff's
if
son.
you ever get a chance to pick the brain of Jeff Mount, you'll have he's a rich, vast cacophony of music history, and he will
Nice.
literally he'll play you reel to reel stuff of Tripping Daisy or Willie Nelson that he recorded live, and he'll just talk music like he just fanboys out, and it's really cute.
Yo, yeah, no,
Or
that'd be
his
awesome to have him on
dad's music,
podcast.
or his granddad's music.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was there the day that he found his granddad's music from years ago, which was just four part gospel, but it was the real shit from back in the 50s or something, you know.
Oh,
Whoa.
cool.
That's
Yep.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he found the original tapes and was like running them through the reel while I was there, and he was telling me about it. So, yeah,
I did
and
get to
for
play
the
on the
record,
drum set.
Milo is his son, and so Milo is a treat as well.
Yes.
Hmm.
Amazing guitarist in his own right, of course, and he's part of King Honeybee as well. So, yeah,
Okay.
he's awesome.
Are you at liberty to say some of your future guests, or are you keeping that a surprise?
I'm gonna keep it a surprise right now. Just stick with me on Instagram, stick with me on Facebook, and they will come out as I get them done.
How do you go about choosing your guests?
At first, I had to, just kind of message them on Instagram, kind of like go off of that and see, who would want to be a part of the interviews and who would want to do it. But now, since I've gotten a little bit more traction, a lot of people have been hitting me up, and I think that's great,
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
and if I can make it, I'll go to their shows. If we can set up something at a studio or at a different place, then we'll schedule and do it that way. But yeah, no, it's been either someone that I've met or I've seen that I really want to watch and that I really want to interview, or
Yeah.
they'll hit me up. I'll do my research, and then from there I go and talk to them and stuff.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely love music, and it definitely comes across with your interviews, which is wonderful. Some folks like to just host and have no knowledge of the subject that they speak on, but you actually know what you're talking about, so it gives it a little extra treat. And
Yeah, no, for sure.
as fellow musicians, all three of us, we appreciate that.
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. The music theory was crammed into me, and just I'm a performer as well, so getting to talk to other musicians about music. I mean, you know,
Yes, I saw
it's
that video you made with you playing the drums. You're not bad, my friend.
thank you, thank you. Yes, primarily right now the drums are what I'm focusing on, but I play a little bit of everything. So
Yeah, I saw that awesome picture with you and the ukulele. Did you play?
yeah, yes, yeah. Ukulele is like one of my favorite instruments, and I got to pick it up and like just ran with it. So every now and then I'll just like have it and like play it.
Ukulele is such a beautiful instrument. I was just watching an episode of I Love Lucy where Lucy started playing the ukulele, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
why did she spend so much time on the saxophone when she's clearly a prodigy on the ukulele? But doesn't matter. Ricky wouldn't let her in the show anyway.
Darn.
oh,
Come on, Ricky. Why? Why, Ricky?
I liked how you played the tambourine with oh gosh, who was it? I just watched it this morning too. I can't remember the name. We were playing a tambourine. And
I
you
like
gave
the way
him-
you played the
Was
triangle
that in my car?
that skit.
Yeah, it was the one in your car.
Yeah. So that was with Apollo Soul. Yeah.
Also, yes.
It's great because I bring this box of instruments with me everywhere whenever I do these interviews, and they're just little instruments that I've just like collected over the years, and I'll bring them out, and it's the last thing that we do on the show. We jam out, they shout out music on my mind. If we're at a venue or at a place, they'll shout the place out, and it's
Cool.
really just like a freestyle, like improv thing that I do with them.
Give you some content. That's really cool. Great idea.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, everybody, pick up an instrument right now.
Right, right now.
Dance, monkey, dance.
I saw you went to the Jonas Brothers concert not too long ago. How was that?
I did. I really like their music. Being a kid and watching them like on TV and stuff like that, as a boy, I'm like, oh, whatever. But like, really, like now that I'm grown up, now that I listen to whatever I want, and I don't have, like anyone like ooh or whatever. Like, it's pretty good music. I mean, easy listening. They jam. Like, it's pretty cool. My wife is a big fan, so we both went, and yeah, no, it was great. A lot of screaming fans. My eardrums shattered. But
Don't worry, we're a judgment-free zone over here.
No, I mean, it's good music, man. And like the week before that, I went to a Snoop Dogg concert. So like
Nice.
my taste in music varies a whole bunch.
That's awesome. Yeah, just today when I was leaving the warehouse, there's always people bumping their really loud music, and I'm old, so I'm like, I just hear bass and farts. But someone came out of there blasting some Paul Wall, and then someone else was blasting some Bone Thugs, and I'm like, yes, the classics. Good for you, old chap. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be like,
kind of like base people off of their taste.
Yeah. I just I like when people remember the classics from 15 years ago, and then I go, oh God, I remember that.
Oh, no,
good times.
For me, it's great discovering the like older music, and like even stuff that, I mean, we all know the greats, we all know the goats, we all know, like the best music of that era, but it's great getting to listen to the albums on Spotify or wherever that you missed, or music that you missed that wasn't a part of, like the most famous era of that musician or that band's career.
Yeah, totally. Do you keep up with modern music and the popular trends?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What do you like?
Currently, right now, and see, it's funny because I listen to just a lot of local music now. All of the people I've interviewed, that I've worked with, and all that stuff. Of course, support local and all that. But currently, man, there's so much music. On the rap side of things, man, I can't even list things right now because I'm just thinking of things. But I do listen to the current music, like TikTok trend music, all that kind of stuff, because it's great to listen to it and analyze the music itself, but also just to keep up with what's going on in the world and what's, what music is being made.
Yeah. There's a lot of good music flying under the radar currently. That it's unfortunate that some good music is flying under the radar, whereas other stuff is hugely popular, but kind of sounds a lot like something you've already heard.
Yeah.
Do you lean more towards rap or country or rock, or is it just whatever you're feeling that day?
Whatever I'm feeling that day, man. Like my bringing up, I guess, when I was younger, like I listened to everything. As a performer, I don't even know what I would classify myself as. I play and I perform with so many different bands, with different genres, different sounds. A lot of it is fusion and mixed. So like you'll have that like hip hop beat, but you'll have like rock band instruments, or you'll have like a jazz style, but with all kinds of different, like maybe a Latin style with the jazz style, just all kinds of different things. So
I love that melding of sounds. It's always a good way to make good shit.
Yeah, and I mean that's how we innovate. I feel that's how musicians should be innovating, kind of picking the best or picking whatever they pick up from different genres and kind of making it their own.
What did your parents play for you when you were growing up?
Man, my mom was a big Usher fan. So there was a
Yeah.
lot of
Usher,
R&B,
Usher.
Usher. Whatever was on the radio, we would just put the radio on or the CDs that she would make, and we would put them on. My aunt was a big, big, big reason why I love rock. Billy Idol was played a whole bunch. The Ramones, man, no doubt. We would go through like Nirvana phases. We would go through all kinds of different like rock like phases, and those like decades.
You have a really cool family.
Thank you. And then, well, I'm Mexican, so like listening to the radio, at my grandparents' house, it'd be a lot of Spanish music, a lot of like banda music, or the I guess what a Michael Bublé would be for like the Mexican culture would be like Jose Jose, or like uh, Luis Miguel, a lot of Vicente Fernandez, if you know who that is. He's like icon legend. He is like the guy. He recently passed away as well.
Is he from Texas?
No, he's Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well,
Mexico.
cool. Yeah, we definitely
From
got to check out some of that other music. That's what's
Yeah.
great about this podcast, is learning about other music and other approaches that people take. Last week we had Just One Beats, who's a really great
Yeah.
instrumentalist and beat maker and studio musician, and you could tell he wanted to explain music theory to us, but he didn't quite know how.
For sure.
I feel like you might be in a better position to explain that in a way that us dumb people might be able to comprehend.
You're talking about chord inversions, or like what's up?
Uh, let's say you had someone that knew nothing of music, and you meet them for the first time.
For
They
sure.
like music, but they don't know about it. How do you make them excited for it?
I would ask them what they would want to play, and if it's tangible, and if they can, like, if they have it, then we would start from there. But a lot of it is through the experience. So like, I would start with percussive instruments, kind of like lay down the foundation of, what is beat, what is rhythm, and how that is the foundation. And from there, we would start with tones, pitches, and melodies and all that kind of stuff.
And would you
Um,
steer them? Would you steer them towards a certain style of music as like a beginner set, and then move on, or would you just be like, "What do you like? Okay, let's try to pattern it after what you like."
Yeah, no, I would. I feel like because it's their experience, and I want to teach them the way that they would feel more comfortable. I would definitely ask them what kind of music they like, and from there, kind of like give them those choices of style and rhythmic patterns and all that kind of stuff.
Now, you went to school for music, right?
Yes, I did. UNT.
That is
Me
really
too.
cool.
Ah!
No, yes, ma'am. Yeah, for sure. Love it.
That was so cute.
I bleed.
It's a thing, I
bleed
promise.
Eagle
green.
claw
Yeah.
for
We
everyone.
bleed green. We are the mean green.
Yeah, man.
No,
Did
but-
you did you have a favorite teacher?
Oh man, yes I do. So I went to school for music, of course. I went to UNT, and at UNT there is a professor by the name Donna Emanuel, and she was one of the best teachers I've ever had. She kind of like opened my mind up to teaching, to music, just like being a musician, and kind of like throwing myself out there. So shouts out to her. She's amazing.
When did you go to UNT?
I went 2015 to 2020.
Oh man, I was out by 2015. Okay.
Oh man. What did you go for, Ariel?
Proud of both.
So it's funny. I went to my JUCO first for music, and then I transferred over to UNT for bio. So I
Okay,
graduated
nice.
with a biology degree, minored in chemistry.
Nice, super cool.
I would have
They're
loved to do
like,
music at UNT. I would have loved to.
man, I got through it. I got through it. Yeah, but no, it was definitely one of the best experiences I've had, and just there was so much that I learned from it. But their biology, their science division, just everything over there. I've visited and like went to that side of campus and all that. So it was great seeing that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like it's
pretty
very
intense.
pretty.
What were some of your favorite classes?
Definitely
Obviously
the
not
education
science.
classes. No, anything with math I can't do. I'm just kidding.
He's like,
of
yeah, I
course,
went
music
over there
theory.
to visit those nice buildings. They're
Yeah,
really nice buildings to visit.
One of them's
Yeah.
made out of soybeans. Just FYI.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
an
even know
environmental
that.
building. Yeah, it's the one at the very end.
Okay.
Hey, there's a music professor author that's famous for that's from North Texas University. That's famous for going down to Africa and finding remote tribes and finding tribes that could actually summon animals out of the jungle with their drum beats and things like that.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, I forget his
Yeah.
name. I'm kind of ashamed because he's a really cool concept that literally what he said he documented. He says he saw was I forget what the animal was, but run out of the woods straight into a tree and knock itself out.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
with
thought
their
you were gonna
drum
say
beat.
like came to him and all that, but nah.
No,
That's
no,
crazy.
with their drum beat call. That's like one of the ways they hunted was through music.
Wow. Yeah, no, I was not part of that studio or not part of that part of
Or I should say through
collection.
the drum
Gideon.
beat specifically. I think it was back in the 70s or 60s.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
okay.
right. It's Gideon F. Alorowi. I don't know how to
Oh,
say
thank
that.
you for looking it up.
All
Yeah.
right.
From 1967 to 84.
Well,
Dang. Yeah, it's
shout
really-
out to him. Definitely shout
that-
out to him.
Well, that's just crazy shit. And I always kind of suspected things like that, but when I came across him, I was like, well, fuck, maybe
It's-
someone
it's
actually
really-
saw it happen.
It's really crazy that music can like just create these visceral reactions out of your body that you can't even explain, but just you hear a sound and suddenly you're like, man, I gotta run.
I mean, like think of
It's
Metallica
time
or,
to
or
move.
think of
Let's go.
right.
Yeah,
think of
you're
like
right.
the death pits, the moshing and just like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a
like,
headbanger and a singer,
Guttural
so
feelings.
it's not just moshing. It's headbanging, singing along with all the songs,
Right.
knowing all the words, all the condentations of all the music. It's
Yeah.
everything. And then being in an environment with hundreds or thousands of other people that know all the same, that love the band and their music as much as you do. Like
It's a
one
vibe.
band I
Camaraderie.
could bring up to kind of give you an example would be Queensryche. If you got to see Queensryche back on like the Operation Mindcrime tour, dude, everybody knew every word to every fucking song.
That's crazy.
Dude, it was like the whole fucking audience just was singing along with every fucking song, every word, every condentation, every high pitch, everything.
You're just in
One of
it.
the coolest, totally one of the coolest things ever.
I always
Yeah.
talk
Awesome.
about with my
But
husband. I was
Priest
like,
is the same way in Iron Maiden. What's that, Ariel?
I always talk to my husband. I go, if I had a crowd that sang every lyric to all my songs in like one uniform, I'd die happy. Just to know that I made that connection with those people and they connected enough with me to like learn my music internally and then just sing it together as a group. There's
Oh,
something
you'll
about it.
You're gonna get there. Trust me. You have amazing music.
Ah, thanks. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You should send
Yeah,
it to me so that way I can put it on the Music on My Mind podcast.
All right.
What's it called?
We're
Playlist.
recording new stuff, guys. I'm trying so hard. Hopefully by the end of this year.
Well, that's
Well-
cool. That's cool.
Can
Yeah,
we
Andy.
talk about that, Dave Jarvis? How do we contact Andy and Music on My Mind if you're a band wanting to be on his podcast or have your music featured on his podcast?
Yeah, Andy.
Pray tell.
I'll say it. Yeah, I don't know why you said it.
Ask
all
him.
of my stuff, all of my stuff is basically through Instagram. That's probably the best way to reach me. But through Instagram or through Facebook, I have a playlist where I like to highlight all of the local musicians, artists in my area. So just send me your Spotify links to my Instagram, which is Music on My Mind Pod. I will message you back because I'm the only one that is in charge of that account. So I'll message you guys. I'll talk to people, make them feel comfortable, and be like, "Hey, send me your best music," and then from there I'll put it on my playlist. Hey, look at that!
This
That's
is your
me.
Facebook page here.
That is my Facebook page.
Listen to him, folks. He's got a buttery voice and $1 million smile. Andy Rodriguez, right
Thanks
there.
so much. But yeah, through Instagram, and I believe I put some existential stuff on that.
You did.
playlist. Yes.
Oh, you're awesome,
The
dude.
ambient
Thank
music. What's awesome about
Hi,
your
buddy.
existential project is that I like to play like rudimental drums, so like marching snare drum or like the marching tenor drums. I'll like jam to it, and it's very like open to interpretation. So I'm just like jamming on it and playing. So it's pretty cool. I love the stuff that you're putting out.
Wow, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
And then
you
Rick
got me
with
blushing.
Dank, right?
Yep.
Good. We can't see it, but
Yeah.
And then Rick with Dank, right?
No, I'm with Hank.
Oh, you're with
Yeah,
Dank as well. Okay.
Dave does X610chil and Dank. Yeah, he is
Oh,
the
okay,
music
okay.
meister
He
here.
fancy.
For sure.
And then his brother is Hank Jarvis, who is also in Dank, and then does some feature rap tunes as Chip Tooth with X610chil.
Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome. Do you have any projects floating around that we can hear?
Not any of my own. I talked to a different person. Shout out Samuel, and shout out the Osos Golosos podcast. But they asked me the same question, and it's funny. Golosos, yeah.
I got it.
But it's funny because si senor. But they asked me the same question. Do I, if I have any music out myself, then I have a lot of it saved in my like on my laptop and in the archives and all that. But I just, for some reason, I just never publish it, or I never like, have it out into the public. One day I will definitely like make my EP, make an album, do all that stuff. But for right now, I love working with other people and working on their projects. That's like the most fun that I get out of performing and making music, is doing it with other people and working on their music, because it sounds great, and I want to play with like their music, so I want to highlight them.
Oh yeah, collaboration's the name of the game.
Oh yeah,
It's way
for sure.
better than masturbation.
Right, exactly.
So is that
I'm
the goal
right.
of your podcast, is to just like highlight and promote everybody that you can?
Yes. Yeah. And it's based on local musicians and all that, but I'm not gonna say no to other people that are out of state or that would want to do like a virtual interview, or even if they come over from out of state and they want to do an interview, like if I have time for it, if I can make it happen, then of course. But I do make sure that I mention, like, hey, I'm a musician too. If you ever need, a drummer or whatever instrument that they need and that I can play, of course, I would love to be a part of it and help them grow and be a part of their journey as well.
Have you been part of other podcasts before Music on My Mind?
Yes.
So are they available?
Are you saying if I've been a part of another like music podcast,
Or I mean, did you have another podcast before this podcast, or were you
no.
a part of? Oh, okay, gotcha. But
No,
you
this
have
is just
been
me.
a guest. But you've been a guest on other podcasts.
Yes, I have.
Okay,
But that's all recent.
Where can we find those?
Those are on YouTube. So you would look up the Failed Podcast. That is with Sam Esquivel.
Appropriate.
He is the host. The Failed Podcast and the Osos Golosos. That episode with me should be coming out soon. But yeah, so far I've done those two, and it's been pretty cool. Like I said,
So
Music on My Mind has only been like a thing for a year, and since then, like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
all the connections that I've made.
Because I was going to say, I've hosted a couple other podcasts before I joined this one, So I was just wondering, like, did you just one day wake up and you're like, dude, I want to host a podcast? Or was it like a
Yes.
slow, gradual, just like, hey, he's doing a podcast, she's doing a podcast, I should do a podcast?
It was a very weird situation because I think I was sick. Like I just had a cold or something, and I was like in bed, and I think I just had a fever dream. I don't know what happened, and I was like, I should have a podcast. And I'm a big fan of like other like more famous podcasts, and just kind of like the podcast scene. I'll listen
Thank
to it
you.
on my way to
Appreciate it.
work and all that kind of stuff.
Thank
But
you again.
for me,
Hey, help me out. Is this the guy right here? Is this
yes,
the failed podcast? All right, there
yep,
it is.
that
Everybody,
is him.
failed podcast.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm on there. I should be like the third episode down or something. But yeah, like I was like, I should have a podcast. I should do it. And I made the logo. I made this logo.
Looks good.
Kind of wrote it down on my I grabbed a spiral journal, wrote my ideas down, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? And then just from there, I went to a friend. They were like, hey, like we'll do your podcast, and we'll be like the first episode. So did my first episode, went to a festival at the Growl in Arlington. They were hosting their metal fest. I think I don't know the entire name. What is it called? I'm blanking right now. It was a punk and metal fest. That's what it is. And from there, I didn't know anybody. But I asked all the bands ahead of time that were on the bill, hey, this is who I am. I'm a new podcast. I interview people. Would you want to be on an interview? And everybody
Yeah.
there that day said yes.
Yeah,
So I got
badass,
everyone done.
dude, went out and did
Yeah.
it.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
On location reporting. I'm telling you, we need more of
Proud
that on
of
this
you.
show.
You got it, Dave.
All right. Thank you, Ariel.
You got the balls, brother Rodriguez, man. I commend you for getting out and doing it like that. That's what it takes. You just have to go do it, man.
Yeah. And what's cool is that, I mean, from there it got me a partnership with Deep Ellum Radio. So I'm partnered with them. All of my stuff goes to them, and it gets played on their streaming services. My stuff is on Spotify now. Everything I do is mainly through YouTube and through the social media like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and all that. So it's been a wild ride so far, but it's cool.
Very cool. Are there any artists that you haven't interviewed yet that you would very much like to?
So many.
Local.
There are too many. So many. I mean, I'm on Instagram all the time. The suggestion bar where it'll be like, you might know this band or this person from this band, and from there, like, I'll do my research, and I'll see if they're like local and if they have any shows coming up and all that. But man, there are so many people from so many different genres. Fort Worth, Dallas, North Texas, like Denton area. Arlington is like a great hub because, I mean, I'm from Arlington originally, so being able to highlight that area and seeing how it's growing itself, it's great. I want to do a lot of stuff in Midlothian. I'm waiting for more opportunities there, so we're gonna.
I was just about to say, is there a Midlothian scene?
There is a very small Midlothian scene, and I want to change that. So I want all of the bands from Dallas, Fort Worth, from Arlington, from Mansfield. I want everyone to play over here in Midlothian.
Katie plays over there, Josh, Dave.
What was that?
Katie.
Oh, yeah. Right, the Oasis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed like it's the venue over in Midlothian. Katie Lynn plays there a lot.
Thank you, Katie Lynn.
Yeah. Nice. But I was gonna say, whenever people talk about like the North Texas scene, they always talk about basically Dallas and Fort Worth, and then North or like West. Nobody really talks about like Red Oak or Waxahachie or Waco, right. And I'm like, are they just like nomad lands or like?
There's been spurts. Like I can tell you through the years, there's been spurts. Like there used to be a club in Red Oak that Pantera played, for example.
I mean, I know they do like underground like raves over in Waxahachie and like field parties and stuff, but those are kind of illegal, kids.
Well,
Yeah.
but nevertheless, the thing is that those kind of things come up in, like will happen for a year or two in different little cities all the time.
And then the
Right.
cops find out.
You that probably usually I believe that has a lot to do with it, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. I
man.
wish. I
Too
wish.
much
Young,
independence in the good old U.S. of A.
see what I miss about this, and maybe Andy, you remember, there was a place called Dream World, which eventually became the Phoenix over
Yeah.
in
Good
Arlington,
example.
and that was a music venue with all different kinds of styles, and kids could go there. You know,
Yeah.
venues these days, you got to be 18 and up, and
Right.
like there needs to be a place for the 17 and younger people to go check out some live music.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like
Everybody
a lot
listen.
of places around, the division area are a little bit more open. Of course, they'll check and like stamp them and give them the X's and all that for the younger
Like the Maverick,
people that. Yeah, Maverick, of course. Yeah, is one of them.
Growl.
Um, Growl and Caves isn't because I mean it's a bar, so
Yeah.
they gotta double check and all that stuff. But yeah, no, the more open like pub or restaurant like style venues, those are always like great places for like the younger crowds to start and support, like the musicians.
Pearls. There's pearls down there.
Hey, do
I
y'all
actually haven't
remember?
heard of.
Do y'all remember Venice Beach across the
Oh yeah.
street from Hurricane Harbor?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dance club. I'm pretty sure for
Shit.
anyone between the age of 13 and 19.
Bro, we
Because
wore that sand volleyball out all the time, and
I remember Vanilla Ice used to play there a lot.
it didn't
What?
take but a little while to find something better to do with more people involved.
Yeah, dude, like dance competitions would break out at any moment, and
It's my way
they
of being respectful to Ariel.
they got very Timberlake on it.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
was a wild scene, bro. That was at the end of everybody being naked, going
Darn.
crazy.
Before
Yeah.
my
Oh,
time.
you guys think? Yeah, you'll never believe what you missed.
Don't worry, its time will come again.
I mean, everything has what, a 20-year cycle.
Yeah, yeah, we're
I don't
about due
know,
for a
man.
new metal part 2,
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, for
know?
sure.
the second
Bring it
coming
on.
of Corn. Yeah, we
Call
need
it Maze.
yeah, and Stiff Biscuit.
Yeah, but even that is
Stiff
still a controlled nakedness. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you can take so much off. Yeah, you can even do the hallucinogenics. It's okay. Flip out, have a great time. But,
You know,
we're going to keep you in check.
some of us can't
Right.
control how naked we get, sir.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It'll never be the same. Back in the day, bro, we used to get naked and, like, hang out at, different, like at Metamere Beach at Grapevine, uh, Eagle Mountain Lake.
One of the last shows we had, our bass player took off his shirt at the most unopportune time ever. It was super fun.
Was it hot?
We used to get naked
No.
in Deep Ellum clubs with bands like Billy Goat.
He was as big as my arm.
I know.
Dude.
Whoa. I know
Little
one
wobbly,
band that's been doing that kind of like style for a while is the Wee Beasties. Shout out to them, Richard Haskins.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I just saw that documentary that they made about him. Dude, that guy is awesome.
I met him at a bar in Denton at Eastside, and I was like, "Are you Richard?" He's like, "Yeah, who wants to know?" I'm like, "Oh!" So I got to meet him, talk to him. We exchanged
Nice.
contact information, and hopefully soon the Wee Beasties will be on Music on My Mind. So
Good
I'm
for
manifesting.
you.
Oh my
man.
God, I am
Manifesting
watching
it.
that. That is going to be a
Spoiler.
great episode.
We'll see how closed he'll be, and how
Very
close he'll be to
excited
me.
for you, bro.
Yeah,
Man.
we'll,
Glad
we'll,
to see
we'll keep
you
our
doing
fingers crossed for you, brother. We wish nothing but the best for you.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I remember I used to work up at Citigroup out in Irving, and my boss, I asked her if you knew about Pantera, and she was like, yeah, I saw them at this club. I think it was called Lone Star Country Club out in Louisville. And I'm like, I know that place. She's like, yeah. So the singer just ran around the club naked for the entire show, and it was weird. And I was like, that's metal, buddy.
Yeah.
But I guess
Again,
this
man.
was like it's like pre Cowboys from Hell, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. You can't be doing that anymore, man. It's
Yeah, I keep hearing about what we can't do anymore, and I'm like, man, y'all actually used to do that.
I mean,
good times.
The older generation.
Yeah, that was after midnight.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, we do our best with what we've got.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that was after midnight's what I was saying, was when the clothes came off, when you knew time was coming to an end and the party was going to be going elsewhere. You took it
to keep them.
You took it to the next level, and there was a whole
to make them stay.
No, bro. Back then, I kid you not, man. People like one of the things that used to be common back before you just couldn't get away with it anymore was someone would rent a hotel room at a Motel 6 or just some cheap hotel, and we'd stay there all night, man, until someone busted the toilet out and the place was flooding, or someone got knocked through a window and the cops are on the way or some shit.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, I remember when we went down to when we went down to San Antonio when we opened for Super Joint Ritual. Our friend rented a motel
with
for
Grain?
us.
Is that a Grain show, Dave?
Yeah, with Grain.
Nice.
Yes, and our friend brought down like a pound of weed, and between 7 of us, we somehow managed to smoke an entire pound of weed in 2 days. I don't know how we did it, but I was definitely not breathing right for a good while after that.
I'm sure, yeah. He's dying.
And it was funny because he was like wrapping up the vents and wrapping up the smoke detectors. I'm like, dude, there's no point. The entire motel smells like weed. You're not hiding this shit.
Y'all were trying to summon Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson came together as one.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah. So you got any shows coming up that you're looking forward to checking out?
I do. I am performing actually on the 22nd. I'm performing at Grease Monkey in Arlington with the Patrick Pambuena Community Orchestra.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah. So, and what's really cool about that that band, that group, is that it's a rotating cast, rotating musicians. So not one show will be the same. It's always different musicians with the lead, Patrick Pambuena, doing lyrics and singing and playing guitar and playing sax. So that's it. One of the best things that like the Arlington community and Patrick like created, because it gives so many opportunities to all of these musicians.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Do you ever go to the Arlington nights, the chat and do's that they have every month?
I saw that it was canceled this past Sunday, and I was gonna go to it, and it was canceled, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
But I do plan on going. I didn't know about it until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It's usually the first Sunday of every month. We got David, the founder, coming on in a few weeks, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. I'll try to catch it, and if you can put me in on the show just to kind of meet him and all that, that'd be great. But I did talk to him. I've talked to him on socials and just kind of see what Chat and Do is all about. So I'm ready. Whenever they decide to do another one, I'll definitely make sure to be there.
Yeah. Him and Alicia Elam, they definitely are strong proponents of the Arlington scene and huge supporters of local music and really nice people. And their shirts are of very nice quality.
Nice. Yeah, no, I
speaking
definitely.
Speaking of which, where can we get some music on my mind merch? Is there a website, or do we got to contact?
There is not a website. contact me on Instagram. If you are local, I will, I'll meet you out. I'm doing shirts. We can do sweaters. Now that it's starting to become a little bit cooler and the fall and winter seasons are upon us. But everything, all the shirts are handmade. I design them, I make them, we press them, and yeah. And that is the Patrick Pambuena Orchestra. That is his personal page. But the one before, they actually, him and another really great musician, Gabriel Parker, they performed at the Levitt, I think, last week. So they killed it. And I tend to get sick a lot, and it's crazy, like colds and stuff, and with just germs and how that works. I don't really like going out whenever I'm not feeling well, and that was just a day that I just wasn't feeling good, so I had to miss that one. But watch the videos, and I definitely like keep up with them and all that, and I really wish I could have been there, but it is what it is.
Well, as Billy Crystal once said, it's better to look good than to feel good.
Exactly. I always look good though, but
I was about to say, you took the words right out of my mouth, Andy. I was going to say, yeah, you look good, sir. Yeah,
appreciate it. No, but so that show on the 22nd, I'm performing. I'm playing drums. Other than that, shows that I'm going to, I don't have a lot scheduled. Not this month, anyways. So if you're listening and you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Arlington area, and if I can make your show, I'll try to go through. But again, just hit me up on Instagram and I'll see what I can do. It's great because this is, Music on My Mind is just, it's a one-man show. It's me, I edit the videos, I film, I host, I do it all. Ukulele, look at that. Loving it. But yeah, I do it all. So, I try to get them done as fast as I can, edited and, publish them so that way I can share them. But any musicians, hit me up. It's a variety show, so it's not tethered to one specific genre. It is very much like a me kind of thing, and I'm not tethered to any specific genre.
Okay. Well, if you're not doing anything this Saturday, Dank will be playing with Within Chaos and the Mentors up at Mavericks Bar and Grill. If anybody in Arlington is out and about, it'll be a good show. And from what I understand, the weather is going to be nice.
Nice. Cool. I like your the logo on it.
Yeah, that's my brother.
It's the name of a song. That's the name of a Dank song.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pussies call the cops.
Dave, I have to say, when we played with you guys, that song came at like a perfect time because I kid you not, when we were rehearsing for that show, somebody called the cops on us at 2:00 in the afternoon.
How are they going to do that to you?
Why did they do that?
Because only pussies call the cops.
Okay. Were you at in a residence or were you in your practice?
Yeah, we were at my house. Yeah, we were at my house. But 2:00 in the afternoon. Here on Forney, there's no like noise ordinance. So if you're just being annoying to somebody, anybody can call. And there's like birthday parties going on, loud music playing everywhere. And our garage door was like 3/4 of the way closed, so the sound wasn't escaping much.
Like they've got a mariachi band over there and like 20 families at the birthey party, and we're just playing a little music.
It was perfect.
Lame.
It was perfect when we came to that show. I was like, yeah, well, this is called the cops.
Oh, right. No kidding.
Well, see, Hank, save us from the cops.
Yeah, Hank wrote that song because his ex-guitarist beat him up and then called the cops on him. It's like, come on, man. Don't do both. Either beat him up or call the cops on him, but to do both, that's not cool.
That's not dope.
That is not dope. Thank you, Ariel, for pointing out how the undopeness is a huge factor.
And I have a song called Jesus Save Us from the Cops. So maybe some of that rubbed off on him.
I love it.
So yeah, sure. The B-side.
Yeah. I'm sure Hank was rubbing off on something. But you know what? That's none of my business.
But
Nah.
Right. Ricky, what's your band?
Me and my dad friends is what it was.
Me and my
Yeah, I
dad
had
friends.
my last band. I've had two bands: Mr. Freak and the Freak Show Band, and then
Okay.
me and my dad friends.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't played a gig since pandemic.
They were awesome. Very, very zany.
Were you naked?
Well, it's me. I play guitar and sing, so I just need drums and a bass to be there to make the music come together, so I can
For sure.
fucking
Josh is
fuck
looking for somebody.
just fuck with everyone.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Um,
admit it. I admit it. That's kind of it was punk rock. That's what I did. I fucked with everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think I play good music. I play real songs.
Oh,
Nice.
absolutely. And you had great showmanship. I remember you did this one thing where you did the James Brown, hands up in the
Huh.
air, lean down to one knee thing, and spiritually bow down to your guitar, and it was really cool.
It's
Hit me.
crafty.
Nice.
Huh.
Hit me.
Yeah, yeah.
Love
I
it.
feel good.
I love good theatrics, man. Theatrics are a great addition. It's one thing to come out and play your music. It's another to just bring the showmanship, bring the
For sure.
Springsteen, or in the Argonauts case, bring the spaceship.
Okay. As a drummer,
Right.
I'm always like doing flip tricks and kind of like, things that keep me in time and all that, but just kind of like doing flashy things. So no, I definitely feel
Oh,
that.
I'm so jelly because before Josh left us, we had plans to he was gonna throw a stick to me, and I was just gonna go tss, tss, tss to one of our songs and flip it
Nice.
backwards, but it's not gonna happen now.
Oh man.
Maybe in my mind. It's okay.
Andy, are you
Still
looking for a
wishing you the
band?
very best. Yeah, because
Uh, like I said, I am always down to perform and to play with musicians. Right now, someone that I am performing with and some of the projects that I'm working with. Again, Patrick Bumbuena Community Orchestra is whenever they have the rotation for me to play. Um, in Burleson,
which
there's CJ
sounds
from the
awesome,
9/8.
by the way. Sounds like an
Yeah,
awesome gig.
that's again that all the musicians just kind of coming together and making that music, man. It's beautiful. It's really cool.
Yeah, man,
um
that is cool. So what else you got going on?
CJ from the 9/8, he is a musician in Burleson. So he's super close to me, and I met him at UNT, and from there we just kind of like started making music together. He came out with an album, and again, I'm listening to the albums and making music, and I'll hit him up, hey, like come through, we'll play. And recently I played at the House of Blues with Ducato Vega, if you know who that is. He is Dallas Deep Ellum, one of the guys that I think he's working with the foundation with like the Deep Ellum community. He's like super involved in that and just great musician. He plays all kinds of different styles. He has all kinds of different EPs and albums out. But yeah, Ducato Vega, played with him, and I believe I'm performing a show with him in October. So in Arlington.
Very cool.
Yeah. But I'm always open to jamming, to going and meeting and playing different music. So
Now,
Ariel, if
this
you need a
show,
drummer, you let me know.
there you go.
Well,
Send me
So
your music so that way I can practice.
this show on the 22nd, have y'all rehearsed, or do they just give you sheet music and just say, wing it?
They give us the music and they're like, good luck, which is great because it keeps me on my toes. But yeah, like we're all kind of familiar. He'll give us charts and stuff like that. But as a drummer, I'm listening to it, and if I know the music, then cool, and if not, then I'll play to the style of it.
How much room do you leave for improv?
A good amount, enough to where I can still be myself and still kind of show off what kind of drummer and musician I am. But also, like I want to honor that music and make sure that it doesn't sound completely wrong. Like, we'll play music from like Redbone. What is it called? Come and Get Your Love.
Come and get
To
your love.
yeah, to jazz tracks like Strasbourg Saint Denis. I always get that name wrong. I think I still got it wrong, but we'll do some jazz tunes. We'll do the classic rock. There's some Drake in there. There's I believe either NSYNC or Britney Spears is on the set list. So like different types, variety of music, feel good music, some Maroon 5, Train, I believe. So yeah, just different kind of jam tracks.
Now, are you just staying at your one post, or do you like move around to different instruments?
We stay at our one at our one. We will stay at our post.
Okay, cool. If they did ask you to get up and play a different instrument, which one would you gravitate towards?
I don't have a bass, but probably bass, if not guitar.
Very cool. Do you like
Or
the
keys.
5 strings? You like the 5 strings or the 4?
If I could afford and get a 5-string, I would definitely get a 5-string over a 4. I think it's just more versatile. So yeah, and just I mean, it looks cooler, to be honest. If I could get a 6-string bass, I mean, hey, why not, right? It's just two extra strings.
Yeah, dude, it wigged me out when I saw Nickelback
Can't
have a
argue.
5-string bass.
Right. What were you gonna say, Rick?
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just a thicker guitar, a thumpier and boomier guitar.
Sounds good to me because I'm a guitar player, but I like to play bass sometimes.
No, for sure. And I like keys. I'll play piano or keyboard too.
Are you a gearhead? Do you prefer certain brands?
When it comes to my like drum rig, I play on Ludwig's and Zildjian's primarily. I mean, if I can afford and if I can buy, like all the gear, I would make sure that everything's like decked out and all that. But whatever I come with, whatever I get, I try to make sure that it's the best sounding or like the best quality of that instrument or whatever tone I can make. But yeah, no, Ludwig drums, Remo heads, Zildjian, Meinl cymbals, guitars. Not like a super knowledge. I'm not super knowledgeable on like all the guitar specs, but like I have a Fender. It's nice to just kind of like practice on. I think what's the other one? I have an Ibanez acoustic, so like, it's pretty cool. I dig it.
And you get along with everybody that you jam with, pretty much. Like nobody,
Oh, yeah.
nobody's ever like, oh, this guy, he knows scales.
No, because I mean, I'm not that kind of person that like, is that a minor chord that you're playing? Are you playing it, like, inverted? How are you doing that? Like it's music, man. And if you're making it, and if you can talk about it, then of course, like I'll definitely bring out the jargon and we'll talk music theory and all that stuff. But I'm just here to make music, man. Like I just like to perform. I like to jam, and I like to have fun. So. It's all for the love of music.
Yeah, man. I remember David Bowie said that he would take one of those those early '70s synthesizers, and he would just take them apart and mess with them. And he said all the nicks and farts that would come out of it, those were the good stuff, because those those weren't the intended sounds. So now you're creating something new.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. And,
happy accident.
I like buying cheaper instruments or like not well-known brands, so that way like tinkering with them. And I am like I'm not like knowledgeable about like car parts, but when it comes to like instrument parts, like trying to fine-tune things and trying to make sure, again, like the tones sound good and all that. Like if it's a cheap drum set or if it's a cheap instrument, I want to make sure that it sounds the best
and still make it sound good.
Yeah, for sure. All about that.
Especially drums. You can make most drums sound decent.
Yeah, put some nice, like some nice heads and kind of like mess with the tuning and you're good.
Tune it.
Now, I got a question for everybody on the panel. What makes a good bandmate?
Commitment.
This is not a good question for me, Dave.
It's commitment, bro. It's commitment. We all know that answer. you gonna be there every fucking day? Cause I am, and I'm committing my whole life. Like I quit my job pretty much, or
Stability.
Commitments. I mean, they definitely took those two out of those words out of my mouth. To be
Passion?
different, I guess. Passion for sure. Um, being able to hang. Like
Yeah.
I guess that is with the commitment, but just in a sense of like if you can't, you know, be with this person for a long time, then you know there's that like tension, or if it's just like, all right, cool, we're gonna rehearse now, get out of my house, kind of a thing. Like,
You know what?
you gotta be able
Awkwardness.
to, yeah, you can't be
You're a
awkward.
band
You
fam
gotta-
after that.
Band fam, exactly. Like those are your brothers in music or sisters in music. Like that's your family too.
What about you, Dave? What would you say?
Yeah.
yeah. So it's that commitment, I mean, obviously, if someone's committed, if they're with me and my dead friends, I was very fortunate. My drummer and bass player both showed up 4 days a week, usually 3 days for sure every week. And one of those 4 days, it would be just the drummer or just the bass player, and so I would work with them, and we would literally. Like I'm a freak, so we would
Yeah.
just sit there and focus on their parts on all the songs and play them. And I just have a simple belief that the more you practice, the better you get.
Oh, for sure.
And I think we did. We improved a whole lot really fast.
There's always happy accidents that come across when you play more together too. Like you just keep adding things or taking away things or emphasizing stuff or making sure like if you need silence at this one moment and hit it hard, like those very subtle accents make it.
Yeah, all
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
it's that
Yeah,
storytelling
all of it's a fun process, and that's all part of the fun process. The more you play, the better you're going to get, all the way around. You're going to change things that you do. You're going to improve on. I mean, you just become a better player yourself, whatever instrument you're playing. I mean, everybody becomes better when you're practicing 3 times a week, for example.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But we were all, I can say that's two excellent things about those two people that were in that band, me and my dead friends, as they were committed to playing every week. And so it takes that kind of commitment.
Are you guys saying dead or dad?
That's what I was
Dead.
thinking.
Dead. It's probably
Dead?
me and my
Okay.
pronunciation.
No,
Yeah.
you're good.
It's
I was just like trying to make sure that I got the right name. I was like, me and my
I'm
dad
glad you
friends.
asked because I sat there and I was like, I don't want to be the one that asks because
yeah.
I
I'm
always
glad you
ask.
asked. Also, yeah, it's me and my dead friends.
Dead.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and my dad friends. That's like a Jimmy Buffett cover band.
Like all just
Oh.
like dad rock,
Yeah,
some nice
like yacht rock.
And they show up with their dad, naked dad
Could have
bods
been
the
more
entire time.
appropriately titled that way. Who knows?
R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett, by the way.
Oh yeah.
drinking his margaritas.
Very good.
Trying to look for my logo. I guess I've taken it off of here.
Well, Dave, what makes a good bandmate?
Yeah, Dave.
You know what?
A brother.
I
A brother.
no. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, when you join a band, you basically join a committed relationship. And yeah, if you don't like being around people, it's kind of difficult to get to work. However, some people I get along with really well, but they're just terrible bandmates. They don't know the music, or they don't come on time, or they don't show up at all. Then some I don't get along with at all, but they show up on every practice and they know their stuff. So, it's really how good was the show. That's really what matters.
Yeah.
Because we're at the end of the day, we're here to entertain the people, and that's really what matters. So, like the Ramones hated each other for the better part of 2 decades, but they still pulled together and put on amazing shows for 19 years. So,
Dave Jarvis, how fucking often would you prefer a band to practice?
I
I
think,
said prefer.
yeah, a band will be tight on every performance if they practice at least 3 times a week, I feel.
Cheers. That was my number.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The problem with Dank is that we have like 6 members and we can't always make it. You know, people got wives and kids and mortgage payments, so we do what we can. But the beauty of Dank is that it's also like a potential train wreck. So I think that's why a lot of people show up to our shows. They're
Hanging
like,
loose like
Nice.
that's
yeah,
okay.
just like, oh God, who's Hank gonna pull his knife on this time? Or
Wasn't
you know,
exactly what I was thinking, but
who's gonna
oh
get in a
shit.
fight in a parking lot or whatever.
Sounds like a
It's
gore
always
show.
it's always something. Yeah.
Bazinga.
Mm.
But
It's like
as long as the people are entertained, if the people got their money's worth, that's what I care about.
Are you not
Yeah.
entertained?
This Saturday, everybody, at the Maverick in Arlington, motherfucking Texas. Saturday the 16th. Within Chaos, Mentors. Yours truly, Dave Jarvis and Dank.
Yep,
Nice.
yep. Our brand new members, Shane from Addictive Zen and Bill from The Deep. They've been fantastic bandmates and really, really good gelling with them. They've been very positive. We've had some member issues before where they were good members, but they kind of created strife within the band, and we can't have that. So yeah, this group right here is gelling quite nicely, and we enjoy each other's company. So ride that for as long as we can.
For sure. All the power to you guys.
Even if you can only
Thank you.
practice once a week.
Yeah,
I said once.
Yep.
Every week.
yeah.
Every goddamn week.
Well,
No,
that's
I'm
pretty
playing.
much
I'm playing. I'm
that's
playing.
pretty much how often we practice. Yeah,
Woohoo!
about once a week. But we try.
Like
We're
that
trying to
hurt
do better.
everybody.
We're trying to do better.
I feel like
Ah,
that's another like
I'm a
word
dank
that kind
licker.
of comes to. Oh, is that
I'm in a
y'all's
dank
stand
leader.
base?
I'm a dank
Oh, there
leader.
you go.
yeah, yeah. That's us. That's Dank.
I bleached out my shirt, everybody.
It looks good on you,
It looks
sir.
nice.
Thank you kindly.
Oh yeah.
Now I wanted to kind of save this, but Andy, you're actually an educator on
Yes.
music. Is that?
Mhm.
Yeah. I just want you to know that I am a huge fan of music education. My music teacher in elementary school, Miss Palan, who just probably passed away by now, but she taught me the beauty of Tchaikovsky and Stravinsky, and but also she would intersperse it with I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, like the old sing along songs, and really nurtured my love of music. Do you feel like you are really bringing like a real positive energy to these your students' musical education?
I love my job. Just 100%. I just love my job. I love what I do. Um, it's crazy to see the growth, to see just the culture you know, of just everybody and what they want to see in like my classrooms and stuff like that. Like it's crazy to see them singing along, to see them playing, to want to do that kind of stuff. And that's one of my like drives is, to like, they don't have to be professional musicians when they're grown up or anything, but just the fact that I get to have time with them to share my passion and to maybe not make it their passion, but to make it their, you know, to make it part of their lives. That's, the most fulfilling like thing that I could imagine ever like doing. So I love my job. I love what I do.
Way cool.
Yeah,
Proud
it's
of you, man.
and it's great because I get to do those American traditional sing along songs, bring in new music, bring in music from even the early 2000s music that is super popular. We'll bring it in and we'll talk about it, we'll play it, we'll go into the decades, the 90s, 80s, 70s, all the way to, like you said, like Tchaikovsky, Bach, Mozart, and all that kind of stuff. So being
Dun,
able
dun,
to be
dun,
a
dun.
storyteller, I know, right? Beethoven, exactly. Being able to be a storyteller and tell them about the history, tell them about, like the instruments, and how music has changed from way back when until now, and being able to do all of that stuff on a laptop and using MIDI and DAWs and different things for them to kind of like play on a tablet or on a laptop, and then to bring those instruments in to have them play on marimbas or xylophones or triangles, what be it. It's super cool because everyone gets to be included, everyone gets to do something. Exactly, cymbals have a drum
I
line,
wished I,
so
I I wished I would have been a professional cymbal crasher.
there you go. To be able to play the dynamics so sweetly, and then you know play
Could
it
you
as loud as possible.
imagine standing on that stage and being just as valuable as that fucking fiddle player?
Right.
Yeah.
Or to be a
When your
triangle
time
player.
comes, without that fucking, you
Hmm.
wouldn't have the
But yeah,
song.
to be a triangle player,
So your check is just as big.
exactly. And you're just
Yeah.
as important.
I know this is kind of a sore spot, especially when it comes to education in general, but music education in particular. Usually, when funding has to be cut, they usually aim towards music and art. Have
Yeah.
you had to deal with any kind of setbacks like that?
Nope. Because I make sure that my intentions are always, upfront, and like this is what I need. And I mean, I make do with what I have, anyways. During the COVID era, the COVID years, we weren't, it was all virtual, so they didn't have the instruments that I would normally have. Like we would have to make our own instruments, or we would have to like play on a pillow or play on the pencils or something like that. So I'm a very creative person myself. So being able to pivot and to improvise, that's something that I kind of like hold myself up, and
Pivot.
like pivots. But yeah, no,
Got it.
it's sad that a lot of places have to cut the funding and all that, but it also just depends on the teacher too. If you're able to improvise, and if you're able to teach without what you have or what you had, uh, it's definitely jarring, to be cut or to have things cut from your program. But you know I
Well,
definitely think it shouldn't happen.
life is kind of always about going with what you got. If
Right.
you're going with what you're wanting to, what you think you need, and what you could use, I guess,
Mhm.
that's not what you're doing, right? You're saying you always just go with what you got.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll always use whatever
And make magic.
instruments, whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do at the end of the day, man. We make magic. Uh, we make music. We make it fun, educational, and we work with what we got.
Yeah, and who knows what kind of synapses that you're, electrocuting with these kids that may not go on to do music, but they, might go into astrophysics, and then maybe it's like,
Yeah,
oh, teacher Andy once taught me that one song, and that helps me with this. So
for
yeah,
sure.
it's music, but music it's like a pond, it ripples far and wide.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. And
Roll
I
my
definitely make sure
head.
to I definitely make sure to add in and to integrate, like the not just the arts, but like science, math, STEM, all of that kind of stuff into my my lessons and into what I'm teaching. So
Is
there's always something.
is choir part of y'all's curriculum, or is that a separate thing, or do y'all even have a choir?
It's a separate thing, and I'm building it because of COVID. It just kind of like killed everything. But we're building, and we're rebuilding, and we're making it happen.
That is so cool, man. You're awesome, bro. I can't say that enough, man.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You're one of a kind, and you're definitely a treasure.
I appreciate it. You're gonna make me tear up, man. Oh, but
No,
for sure.
The world needs more Andy Rodriguez's, man. That's all I'm saying.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, Ariel, did you have a music teacher growing up that you loved and cherished?
Actually, all of them, and I was a choir kid. I didn't
Nice.
ever get to play like band or instruments. I wanted to, but it just wasn't in the cards. So singing was mine. We had Miss McDaniels was my elementary school teacher. I had 2 different choir teachers in middle school. The one that I remember most is Mr. Gilson, and then in high school I had Miss Lewis. They were and Miss Sycon. They were phenomenal, and then I had Mr. Hedge in college, and they were all very, very instrumental in my life. They always pushed me to audition for things, to do solos, to do individual performances, and I was always too nervous, and I had a lot of stage fright, but because of them I wouldn't be where I am today without that.
And look at you now. You own
I
that
know.
stage every time, man.
Yep. If you would have met me a while back, there's no way I'd be shaking in my boots. No joke.
Well, we've treasured every moment that we've met.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Ricky, how was your music teaching growing up? Did you have a teacher that you really loved and enjoyed?
I grew up around like superheroes, you know. Dimebag Daryl Abbott. I grew up around Daryl. Mike Scascia from Rigor Mortis in ministry. Like, I spent a lot of hours with that guy hanging out. Watching him play, just having a good time, staying high. But my brother also, my brother David Warden, was really pretty much just as good of a guitarist back then. He was the original guitarist for Warlock. And so, you know, I was always around really good guitar players.
But no real formal training from educators?
No. Like, my brother taught me how to play Iron Man, Smoke on the Water, Seasons of Wither by Aerosmith, some basic songs like that, you know, at a very early age, like when I was 11. And so I always just kind of fucked around on the guitar. Like, I never thought of myself as a guitar player, David, until later. I always thought of myself as a singer. I always wanted to be a singer in a heavy metal band.
There you go.
And but I never accomplished it. I had bands. Like, I had a band when I was 15 years old, with people that went on to become like Brian Christian. Brian Christian is a bass player that everybody knows in Dallas-Fort Worth. He was in my first band back when we were 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, but I didn't pull it together after that, you know, and I think, you know, it just had a lot to do with being picky and then having children, ultimately. You know, I had children and switched gears and focused on that. So after my children were grown up, my little red Corvette moment was to teach myself music, you know. So I wanted to be the best singer that I could be, not the best guitar player that I could be, but the best singer that I could be. And I needed an instrument to, you know, do do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you know, on for hours at a time. So I wanted to play on guitar instead of piano. So I spent hours every day, like literally hours, 3-4 hours every day doing vocal regiments on a guitar. And through doing that, I not only learned how to really play guitar, you know, but I know what I'm playing when I'm playing the guitar. And I connected, you know, like my vocals, like somehow magically my vocals connected to my fingers on the guitar. by just practicing vocals on a guitar every day for hours. So that's what happened.
Nice.
Autodidact. I like that, man. Yeah. So self-taught musicians, they're the ones that really, they're the ones that, they're the ones that really inspire me. The
Well,
ones that
either
can
way,
just like come back to it over and over.
you have to be determined. Either way, you just you have to be fucking determined. Either way, it doesn't matter. So if you can catch a kid that's young and is determined, and I feel like I have, like I've supported a lot of bands throughout my life. Um, but so I commend you, Andy, for what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
And same thing, man. Don't ever give up, guys. You can always learn music. And
Right.
I did. I recorded a record with one band and then put out 2 songs at least. And hopefully there will be more. I've been playing a lot more guitar lately, so I feel good about it.
There you go, man. Never stop growing.
Well, it's all I have. It's not just a determination. You're determined because it's really all I've got, right? When I say it's all I got, I don't mean it's all I got to get rich. I wish it's all I had to get rich. I mean it's all I have. Like it's all I want to do.
I mean,
You
you've
know.
got us.
Well, yeah. Like but this is
We
related
still
to.
love you, Ricky.
But again, we're here drawn together because of our love of music. And this is a part of the process.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anything I love more than music is talking about it.
Yeah,
For
well, I mean,
sure.
I like being outdoors. There's a lot of things that I like. I love my grandson. But in my personal world, like what takes me away to another experience, it's not just an escape. It is escape. It's like, it's what I do every fucking moment of every day is escape. And that's what music is to me. It's everything.
Yeah. What are you listening to today?
Let's see. A lot of, Kill Tony, a lot of Mark Nolan, a lot of comedy. Like I've been really trying to pull myself, my ass out. So a lot of comedy. You like that Mark Nolan guy?
Mark Normand?
Yeah, Norman, that's him.
Yeah, yeah. I love Mark Normand. That dude's funny as hell.
Yeah, he's one of the better comedians out.
Yeah, yeah. He released a free special, Out to Lunch, on YouTube, and I think he got like 3 million hits like within a week.
Yeah.
And it's really funny.
Well, his latest is from Soup to Nuts or something like that. And I haven't seen it. Like it just came out on Netflix or something just in the last few weeks. So, but I've seen everything else that the guy does, and like I really appreciate people like that because it's kind of what I need more than anything. It's what I appreciate about you, Dave Jarvis, and you too, Ariel, and all of our guests. Is I need someone to relate to also, you know. And I just don't have the time and the money to sit at the bar, hang out with my friends there. And but I expect to get there because I need to get out and perform. So it'll happen eventually.
Yeah, man. Dude, I'm sorry you're going through a rough patch, man.
It's not. It's that I have a grandson and that I work. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's not a rough patch like, oh God. I mean, I miss my daughter. My daughter died pre-pandemic, and that's why I have my grandson. And her birthday was last week, so I miss my daughter terribly. But it's not all of that. It's that the time that it takes, the energy that it takes to be with my grandson, 3.5, 4 days a week, and then to turn around and go to work, for 3 and 4 days a week. I'm a 58-year-old man. It wears me the fuck out.
I
So,
understand, but
so
man,
it's that. It's not. Oh my God, I can't get a hold of myself. Help me. It's just you're out of time and energy and functionability.
Well, you're doing a wonderful job with that kid, man. I can't commend you enough on that.
Thank you, sir.
Andy.
Well, he's amazing, and what else you gonna do? But again, music is the other thing, and that's what we were talking about. Is that, I do play music. I've been playing a lot more music because, back to what Andy, circling back. Let's circle back with our guest Andy Rodriguez. Gonna take music on my mind over here.
Oh, for sure.
And that is when you can pick up an instrument, it's an amazing thing to be able to make a note and know what you're making. And it doesn't matter if it's a guitar or a piano or, like you said, pots and pans,
Right.
pillows.
Well, be it. Yeah.
It's an amazing thing to be able to pick up an instrument and make a sound that you relate to, that connects to your inner heartstrings.
Oh, totally.
Sure.
Hey, Andy, has there been any music that has pulled you out of a dark place before?
Oh man, that is a loaded question. No, my number one. I'm sorry.
I was just making fun of Dave.
My number one favorite band of all time is the Strokes. They definitely just have music for all emotions, for all feelings, and their lyricism. Julian Casablancas is a great writer, so I listen to a lot of the Strokes whenever I am feeling down, or if I just need that pick me up or whatever. For sure, that band. I don't know. Other than that, recently, like I said, I'm just listening to a lot of local musicians, so they're the ones that I'm kind of like studying and listening to, working with right now.
Yeah, dude. Music has the power to heal. It really does. And I don't know, when you see them perform it live, it adds some kind of element that you just can't describe. But there's just something in your brain that just fires off, and it's magical. There's some kind of alchemy going on inside of your body when they hit that right note at that right time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Nice music.
You like that? Check it out.
Yeah.
Real quick. That's Dave Jarvis, X610chil, and I just like to
Yes,
play
it was.
I like to play it when Dave's hitting his philosophical mode.
Oh gosh.
Which one's that one, Dave?
That one's called Oak Hollow. Yeah, that was
Cool.
that was my attempt. That was my attempt at making some Castlevania type of beat.
Nice. Yeah. Oh no, I definitely feel it. What DAW do you use? What do you use for that?
Boom, ta.
Let's see. Where did I recorded that at Session Works. So I guess whatever programs Jeff Mount had. See, that's what I do. Whenever I go into the studio, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just I just ask the engineer, okay, give me a number between 0 and 180. All right, give me 4/4 or 3/4. All right, I got the click track. All right, so this has this kind of rhythm. All right, give me the kick drum. All right, hit it here. All right, snare would go on the third, whereas the bass kick would be on the 1. All right, and then okay, add in some cymbals here. Add some ticky-tacky things right here. Okay, so now I got the beat. Where does this beat lead me? And I'm just like, hey, what programs have you not used yet? All right, let's mess with those. So
Right.
I'm figuring it out while they're figuring out their own system. So I feel like it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I wouldn't consider myself a jazz musician, but I definitely improv every time I go into the studio.
Oh, for sure. No, and I mean the final product is, like what we aim for. So, no, it sounds great, man.
Ass, Dave. That's so kick ass.
That's badass, man.
He's
super cool.
the studio improvisationalist.
Yeah, man.
Use the studio as your instrument.
Studio
Exactly.
improv.
Exactly. And
It's pretty dope.
And I've met so many great producers in and around DFW. I'll be working with Ty Macklin over at Alpha Omega this Saturday. I did some stuff with OZ over at Element Sound.
What's up, Element Sound?
Chuck over at Boltneck. Jim over at Avalon.
Nice.
And I'm always looking for new studios that want to do something.
Yeah, for sure.
Hello, new studios that want to do something.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. I'm definitely trying to load it up. So what do you have on the horizon, Andy? What's going on this coming season?
Man, I'm living my life right now as best as I can, talking, communicating, connecting with musicians, so that way we can get all of the interviews, highlight everyone, as many people as I can, performing as much as I can, teaching the world about music and all that, and just trying to be a good person, man.
No, I love it.
Well, I definitely think you have accomplished all of that and continue to do so, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
You have just this evening alone, so it's obviously what you're doing daily.
Right. No, I
You
made
have
sure to
warmed all
make
of our
time.
hearts, brother. Every time you speak about it, you can tell that you love what you're doing. There's a love for your teaching, and that's amazing.
I appreciate it, Rick.
We had a teacher like you.
Yeah. Most definitely. And you know what? Even if our fans out there aren't even a fan of music, which I don't think those people exist, but they might. Who knows? If they just check out Andy's Instagram, every post he's smiling, like just the most heartwarming smile. And like even if you have a cold cast iron heart, it will be warmed by this beautiful man's face.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Well, it's true. There's so much negativity these days, and anytime there's a beacon of light or hope, I really would like people to focus on that.
For sure. And that's what I try to do, man. That's what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. Ariel, what have you got going on in your horizon?
Well, you must ask. We found a drummer for our band.
Did you know?
We did. I'm very excited. He's
Man, that
a
is
really,
good news.
really cool guy. I'm hoping it pans out in our favor. Our show's November 18th. We're hoping to finish an album. Six Springs Tavern in Richardson.
Okay.
Be there. It's 3 days after my birthday, so I'm just gonna guilt people into going.
Yeah, sure enough.
What was that date again?
Birthday.
November
18th.
15th would be happy birthday to Ariel.
No.
But you can say it on the 18th at Six Springs.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We're hoping
Say it
to
on the 18th at Six Springs.
blow out some candles on stage. No, but we've got some new songs. I messaged my guitarist and I was like, hey dude, I really need a song, like a comeback song, a feel good song, a rally song, an R song.
Okay,
And he really came through and I am so freaking excited. I just hope it's ready to go by November 18th. I have to finish the lyrics, but they have to.
It will be. I believe in you.
That's gonna be the best song ever. It gives me chills every time I listen to it, and every time we practice it, I just light up.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm all about.
Love
It
it.
makes me so happy.
Us too.
It's actually a happy song. It's not a mean song like I do normally. So
Yeah, another $1 million smile, Miss Ariel, right there.
What about
This is
yourself,
a happy.
Dave?
This is a happy group. I love this happy group, man. Yeah, man. Well,
Is it that
seems
time?
like, yeah, it seems like we're closing out on this show. But I got to ask one more question, Andy, before we let you go. Andy
Yes, sir.
Rodriguez, how do you want to be remembered?
Ooh, that's a great question. I want to be remembered as a happy-go-lucky guy who loves music, that always has music on his mind, that wants to share everybody's success with the world, so that way everyone gets, their time to shine and their I don't want to say 15 seconds of fame, but to get their notoriety. And if I can help do that, that's, it makes me happy to do that.
Well, sir, you're teaching a whole generation just like you're teaching us, and we can't thank you enough. Everybody, check out the podcast. Music on My Mind podcast comes out whenever it comes
Mondays.
out. There you go. and then go to Grease Monkey September 22nd. Y'all go on at 7?
I believe we are
Downtown
performing at
Arlington.
9 in downtown
9 o'clock?
Arlington. 9 o'clock.
9
to
o'clock.
12. 3 sets.
All right. Dang. All right.
Yes, sir. Put in that work.
All right. Well, cool. Y'all go
Pleasure
out
to
to
meet
Grease
you.
Monkey September 22nd, and everybody else come out to Mavericks this Saturday, and then go out to Six Springs on November 18th. A lot of things happening in the works, people. Thank you very much. Blow your brains out with Ricky Warden, Dave Jarvis, and Ariel. Andy Rodriguez, it has been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you for spending the evening with us.
Every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Blow your brains out. Ricky Warden, Dave Jarvis, Ariel, against all odds.
Have a good night, y'all.
Drifting to sleep.
Night.
And just fade away. No one will know where you will go. Your safest space. 'Cause hiding behind your cute little smile, the darkness it grows with each passing hour. Can't turn back the dial. I'm feeling so cold, not to the touch, falling so fast. Please don't you dare hold the grudge. 'Cause this fake little smile, it's getting too much for me to control. Oh, I've lost all control and I'm never enough. When gravity hits and all that remains are the stories untold and the secrets we take to our grave. 'Cause 6 feet below, with nowhere to go, the light becomes dark and dark is the light, so I'm told. I'm feeling so cold,
All right, if you are listening, that is Ariel right there, Against All Odds. And if you are still listening, then here, check this out. X610chil. What are we doing on this program tonight? How about blow your brains out? This is one of the things I like about X610chil music the most. It gives me something to talk over, speak over. I get too excited with myself. You're listening to X610chil. Of course, that is Dave Jarvis. Hey, 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 I wooed you. I wooed you. How are you, Dave Jarvis?
I am quite well, sir. How about yourself?
You like my choice of music here while I ramble?
I always do.
Yeah, I was just talking about how I enjoy speaking over your music.
Man,
do I hold the record?
Yeah. I think so.
By far, motherfucker.
I'm sure somebody's taking tally.
I've used your music on all my different, like I've got multiple Facebook pages, so I've used your music on multiple Facebook pages.
Thanks, man. You're awesome.
And on YouTube. Hey, man,
Yep.
I always try to take the time to give you, like put X610chil in my type or something,
Oh, man. You're the best. I can't thank you enough, man.
Fuck you. You're the best. I can't thank you enough.
I love meeting new people. I've never spoken to this dude outside of Instagram instant messages, and man, what a great guest.
Yeah, man. Sweetheart right there.
Yeah.
He's like a great teacher.
Yeah, man.
I don't know where he's teaching, and I assume there's a reason why that wasn't brought up, so I wasn't going to ask or talk about it, but whoever his students are, they're lucky to have him. I already know that.
Most definitely.
Music teaching and music instruction, that's one of my biggest bitches. Know what I mean?
I do.
Because most teachers, they're kind of like chiropractors. They want a student for life, so they can have their 3-drink margarita Fridays, And that's just the way that it is. You're kind of a sucker for a business plan, and it's structured like this because this is how you learn music, child. Just go home and play it. And be sure to come back next week ready. And that shit doesn't work. I mean, it does with some kids. I mean, I guess it did back in the day when their parents were beating them and shit.
Yeah,
but these days you have to find a child's interest, damn it.
Yeah, and it's really cool that Andy, really tries to find something to get the kids interested.
Well, he finds their interest. He described it. I mean, that's it. You have to find a child's interest.
Yeah.
That's what true education is. Elite level education is being fluid enough, being able to pivot and be real in the moment always, and redirect that child's thoughts, and different things like that. It's just the way that it is, man. You have to be like genius level to really educate a child. But it's a beautiful thing when you find someone that can do it.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
It really is. It's Jedi shit, bro, to me.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I make no excuses for, my lack of recording music and the things, my life. Like, I feel like my child's, a little Jedi. And,
Oh, absolutely.
I am the Mandalorian.
Yeah, man. We're still
So how
live,
about
aren't we?
you, Dave, man? How's shit going on, man? Mostly you're recording. That's what fascinates me the most about you.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm doing 3 hours with Ty this Saturday, and then I got the show on Saturday, Saturday night, and then I'll be back at Boltneck working on that other album on the 23rd, and yeah, I'm just trying to stay busy, try to do something every weekend, you know.
Something
And,
like musically, you mean?
oh yeah, yeah. I've really been getting into like the old timey Alfred Hitchcock like soundtracks. So I've been focusing more on like a symphonic, 50s type of thriller, orchestral music. But
So what
my
does that mean? Are you watching some Alfred Hitchcock movies in the process? Are you drawing from your experience alone, or what's going on?
yeah, yeah. I definitely have gone down a few Alfred Hitchcock rabbit holes, and I just love the soundtracks on them. The old 50s soundtracks with strings and horns, but going through like the King Albert type of microphones where it's like wavy and wobbly. So it's like it's almost crying, because of the
Yeah,
recording quality. And
yeah,
I like that music that can evoke emotions like that.
yeah. Well, I mean that's what music is, you know. The thing that they can't teach you in college over at UNT, as badass of a school as it is improvisation. The application of it.
Yeah, that's an inward journey right there. You have to figure out what you sound like.
Yeah. I don't pretend to be there, so I don't pretend to be able to speak on it with authority. But I do know it takes the same thing that anything takes. You can pretty much be whatever you want to be. You just got to be it. Go be that.
Yeah,
What do
but
you
I've
mean be it? Yeah, I'm going to go do it. I'm not saying go do it.
well, I will say, like hearing your recordings, like you do, nobody else sounds like you. So that's a huge thing. When you can't say, well, he sounds like this. No, no, Ricky sounds like Ricky. I can't really describe it. Ricky has his own sound, and that that is so important, because there's so many bands that sound alike. When you sound different from the pack, that's where you got something special, and you do.
Well, thank you sincerely. Some of that comes from trying not to listen to music while I was playing, like me and my dead friends and everything. Part of the commitment when I had Austin and Jess and they're, committed to playing every week. It's not like I was listening to a whole lot of new music and other stuff. I didn't want to be influenced by anything. I just wanted to be focused on my music and playing my music.
Of course.
The only music I listened to during that whole time period was like Queen and my inspiration, some Elvis, some inspirational music, and songs I was working on. Like I learned how to play Queen, Sheer Heart Attack. Like I was playing and singing. We were rehearsing it. We were ready to play it. Sheer Heart Attack by Queen. And the other thing is I was doing a combination of Heartbreak Hotel and Yard Blues. by the Beatles, and it was phenomenal to me.
Oh yeah, man. I didn't know you were a Beatles fan.
I am. Oh, sure. You know, I'm a huge Beatles fan. Yeah, love the Beatles. In the sense that when it comes to being a fan, to me, it just breaks down in two categories: the music that I actually listen to, you know, and then the live experiences, seeing those bands live, you know. And so I just grew up with the Beatles. That's the best way I know to explain it. You know, I know almost every, I pretty much know every, there's some songs off the earliest Beatles records that I don't fully know, like, you know, but I know Rubber Soul. I know all the fucking Beatles songs. You know, I know every Rolling Stones song. I used to have all the fucking records and play them all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say you seem more like a Stones fan than a Beatles fan.
I loved them both, man. I never understood the argument. Yeah, on a local basis, it's kind of like there was a Pantera rigor mortis riff. I never understood the argument. I've always been a fan of good music, bro. You know what I mean? I've always been that guy that have been able to stand on my own 2 feet and go, whatever, this is good. So I never really understood the rift. I believe that a lot of it was created in the media.
Oh yeah, you got to sell records and sell magazines.
Well, and you got to be a human being also and live through it. So people are obviously going to have conversations because they read about it in the media. They saw it on the video documentary. So, of course, they're going to go, well, I was always more of a Rolling Stones fan myself. You know, so people ultimately play into what their surroundings and their environment is. So, but for me, I am not that guy. Never have been to that degree anyway. So, no, man, I grew up on both the Stones and the Beatles, and fucking love the Beatles, man. I don't know what else to say. Oh. Yeah, I was playing that song. But thank you for the compliments. You know, I have 2 songs, Hard Candy Girl and Tell You the Truth. Hard Candy Girl, very fortunate to have picked out Kayla Kent to play lead guitar. I haven't really kept up with her because I've just been, you know, busy, really, working.
All right, do you plan on doing another song with her?
I'd like to. I think I could. I think, you know, you, myself, the rest of the world, Kayla, Rick Perry, who plays lead guitar on Tell You the Truth. I think we'd all appreciate it if I could promote it better, you know, if I actually released it correctly and promoted it. That's the thing. People call themselves punk rock, right? I'm so punk rock, I never release my music. You can hear it on my YouTube channel. Right?
Oh yeah. Sorry,
But
I was grabbing a beer.
I still think she would be down, just like I think Rick Perry'd be down.
Well, you know I'm down.
Well, let's get down, baby.
All right. I need to make a Ricky Warden beat. That's my thing.
Well, I was telling you the other day, it's so funny that, you know, still when I play, you know, every time I play some of the songs that I play with Phoenix, you know. I'm just so used to doing the things that me and Phoenix do musically, and I like it. You know, I do it because I like it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it, right?
Yeah, I just remember recording the theme song for our show and just thinking, this sounds like a Ricky song. I was like, yeah, this makes perfect sense for an intro theme song.
I take that as a fucking kick-ass compliment.
Well, good, because it was intended as one.
I kind of think of that Rooftop song the same way. You know how sometimes somebody says something and you're like, man, were they saying that to me? I think of that Rooftop song. When I listen to that, I'm like, was Dave thinking of, was he reading my mind when he wrote that?
Oh, jumping the rooftops.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, actually, I was watching Superfly when I came up with that, with the Curtis Mayfield soundtrack.
Superfly.
That's where that came from. I was just thinking of like the old '70s exploitation, cops running from rooftop to rooftop type of chases.
Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, well, no wonder it's so fitting to me.
You
So, like
do a
my
lot of
song,
rooftop jumping.
well, only pussies call the cops is my song is Jesus Save Us from the Cops. It's, I'm an antagonist like you are. That's one of the, or like Dank is. I'm an antagonist like Dank is. And it's one of the reasons I'm a Dank fan, right? It's one of the things I love about Dank is the
And that's
antagonism.
definitely a reason why Dank and me and my dead friends played so many shows together, because it's like, dude, we are clearly of the same spirit.
Yeah. And so that's the concept with Jesus Save Us from the Cops was okay, if I can put Jesus in there and cops save us. I mean, to me, that was like perfection. It's like, goddamn, I guess I have to play this song.
Mhm.
And so, of course, it was about running from the cops and freedom. It's a great song.
Well, thank you, man.
No,
Man,
your song only pussies call the cops. I don't know, all the lyrics to that song.
yeah, that was a Hank thing. The guitarist for Grain beat him up at his house and then called the cops on him as he was punching him. It's like, come on, man, he's too drunk to defend himself. But I wasn't there. I was at the party and then I left before that shit went down.
Dude,
But I do remember the party. And
I hate
Hank came to practice the next day, like, oh, I got this fucking song, fuck Nick and fuck this, and then it became what it became.
bro, I hate pussies that call the cops so much that I call them pigs, you know. I mean, a pig's a pig to me. And I had an experience, how you were talking about people stealing your music. I've had people steal my music, but it won't do much for me to talk about them here. But if you want an interesting story, back when we were kids, dude, I had shit going on, right? Like I'm fucking this chick, man, that was so good to me, and we had a great relationship. And what it was I would just go over her house every night at like 2:30 in the morning and pound her all goddamn night long, and then leave before the sun came up and go about my thing, right? Does it get better than that?
Nice. That sounds pretty good.
Beautiful girl, dude. Hot, beautiful girl. Okay. So a friend of ours somehow has got an eye or something that I don't understand. I don't care either. I just know what I'm doing, right? What I'm doing's good. I don't care what you doing. But anyway, um, so another friend of mine hooks up with a friend of mine, and this friend of mine says, "Hey, uh, you shouldn't be like fucking that girl. I mean, that's wrong. You should get a real. I mean, like, do you love her? That kind of stuff." I'm like, "The fuck you talking about? Go. I got shit to do. Go on, right?"
Of course.
And dude, that person ended up calling the cops, right? because I fucking slapped him. I bitch slapped him. It was Stuart Taylor. You know who Stuart Taylor is?
I know
You
a
see,
Stuart Taylor, sure.
you see all of it. You see his name on all the Dimebag Darrell Abbott pictures. And this is back when we were kids, like 17 years old, right? And I had a nice setup. And he come sticking his shit right in, because he wasn't even wanting the pussy. It was another friend of mine. He was sticking up for a friend of mine. That's why I bitch slapped him, right? And he called the cops. Like, I didn't even hit him. I could have killed the motherfucker. I was a wild motherfucker, dude. I could have beat the fuck out. I just bitch slapped him and he called the cops.
What stopped you?
Because I had a couple of pounds of weed in a compartment. That's what always stopped me, bro. I've been doing everything I could to avoid the fucking penitentiary my whole life. Been living on that edge.
Wait, did you get busted?
You get what I'm saying? I'm living on the edge, dude, and someone like Stuart Taylor comes along wants to go like, dude, you can't be sleeping with that girl at night because my friend, I mean, he deserves, he'll treat her good. Or what? I don't know what's the logic behind that. What's the logic behind that, Dave? Hey, you're fucking this chick all night, and my friends could take better care of her. Yeah. I still to this day don't understand. All I know is I bitch slapped and he called the cops. And so from that day forth, when we were kids, I was just 17 at the oldest. And, you know, to me, Stuart Taylor's always been a pig, right? So when we were around each other around Dime, you know, I don't think Dime had a super close relationship with him. Stuart Taylor was just smart enough to be around and take the goddamn pictures. Because I thought the dude was a fucking pig. You know, he'd already proved himself to me. All right, so check this out. He's the same guy that, like it or not, doesn't matter, it's just simple reality. He's the one that called the cops on Jerry Warden, sent him to penitentiary for 15 hard years.
No shit.
Yeah, you don't even know who all it's going to affect and who it touches and what it means what, too, when you say something as profound as only pussies call the cops, right? Because all these people put signs in front of their house, we don't call the cops around here. They're the first ones to call the cops. They're like Christians that put fish symbols on their checks. They're the first ones to bounce a fucking check. So only pussies call the cops actually means something. That's what I'm saying.
Well, good. I'm glad Dank's music could change your life.
Yeah, so Stuart Taylor, you fucking pig, you should never have goddamn called the cops, you pussy.
Well, good. What's he up to?
I feel better, do you?
Absolutely. If you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah. It's just one of the things I think about when I think about people that call the cops. He's one of the first because he was my first. You know, I've had many. But he was the first, and I was like, God damn, motherfucker really called the cops.
Oh, wait.
I told you 17. Both
17.
of us. Stuart and I are the same age. So
Oh,
we
okay.
were both like 17 years old. And I'm telling you, I just bitch slapped him just to make a point. Look, shut the fuck up. You know, you're out of line here, bitch. Right? Think about it. We're 17. I got a girl I can go over and see every night who's hotter than hell. She's happy. She never complained to me.
Jealousy's a bitch.
Oh, it's just these people, man. They fucking everybody wants to move in on your shit, you know. Nobody has their own like ability to be creative enough to like find their own opportunity and then go, "Oh, this opportunity's for me. Look, okay, make my opportunity work. Like, no, look at that motherfucker. Look at what he's doing. God damn, if I could have some of that action.
Yeah, but then rather than create their own opportunities, they want to fuck somebody else's shit up.
You got it. Bingo.
Yeah.
And that's just on a primal, level. Because from there, we have the elections coming up. And, shit's going to get fucked up, man. It's going to be like a race war.
Like everybody racing to the finish line?
Yep. Day at the races. Tonight at the opera.
Well, I'm glad that you and I are gonna be able to broadcast it every Wednesday.
Oh, dude. Well, that's what I plan to be doing. So thank you very much for planning ahead.
Thank you, brother. For those that are still hanging out with us, next week we have Hector and Eric from S Spooky Pops. They are filmmakers that created a short film last year that won 3rd place at the horror cult competition. So they're making a sequel that will be coming out this October. And we're very much looking forward to talking to them and seeing what it's like in the filmmaking process.
Dave, as always, thank you for all your time together and spending this extra time together tonight. I'm going to grab a beer and play a song and be right back. How's that sound?
Do it, brother.
You got a request? What do you want to hear?
Let's hear from Against All Odds.
I already did. We already played Cold.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, then, let's hear some Iron Jaw.
You heard it, Iron Jaw, request by Dave Jarvis tonight.
We're coming to invade your city, to burn the land and cast you out. Driven by the ancient ones, we'll burn your temples to the ground. the fun of sitting there. But I'm weary. Did you capture time in a bottle? Do you recall the sound of a distant heart? Wave the flag that you shall surrender. Untop your shield and face the blast of freedom. Beat the drums of war for those that came before us. Time to settle the score. It's you we're aiming for. Lying low as daylight fades. Run for cover. Tonight we reign. Flying low, low as daylight fades away. You better run for cover. Tonight we reign. Flying low, low, low as daylight fades away. Young free men, we must obey. Run for cover. Tonight we
Fucking Iron Jaw. Tonight we raid.
Hell yeah.
One of the few bands that have not monetized our podcast yet. They've gotten the option. All bands get the option, right?
Hmm.
You get the option from YouTube when you have a YouTube channel. When someone plays your shit, YouTube's like, hey, someone's playing your shit. And you can claim that copyright or choose not to. And so my assumption is that Iron Jaw has chosen not to. And they're one of the few. Most of the other bands, Dave, if you didn't know, have chosen to and it's kind of funny. I play their music. It's not like it bothers me. I was just pointing it out. Because I don't make any money, right? If we made money off of this YouTube channel, like if I did, Dave, I'd tell you, right? Be like, God damn, Dave, we made money.
And you know me, I'd say put it right back into the show.
Yeah, of course, But yeah, it doesn't make any money, so that's what makes it more humorous. But it's just kind of funny. I feel like if I were in a band, I'd contact someone like me and go, hey, this is kind of funny. What do you want me to do? I'd be like, go ahead and click it. Goddamn, it's okay. If you get rich, we'll get rich together. Promote it.
Exactly. In the meantime, we're just one big happy family.
Yeah, we still are. Always are.
Yeah. We're just trying to promote y'all. So y'all come on the show and come promote yourselves, and we will be happy to help you with that.
Hey, I still like the idea of the band showing up, like a good Wajah show crash is great by me, and I'd like all bands to do that.
Oh, me too. Absolutely. But also in the meantime, I'm loving meeting, these people that aren't necessarily part of the music scene, but they're still part of the local scene, making local art.
I think every one of our shows are kick-ass, so thank you for stringing them together, man, and I'll get off my ass and take advantage of this monstrosity that we're wielding together here.
You're good. Yeah. For those that don't know, we're also getting Ian Saint from NPR, NPR correspondent, to come on a show in October. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I got to at least get like a soundboard with applause and things like that.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
There it is. Renee showed up. Hello, peeps. He always
What's
does.
up, Renee?
He waits to the end. We have to book a heathenistic show, man. You know the schedule better than I do. Renee, you want to book a show? Let us know in the comments there. We'll work it out.
I've offered. He said he works Wednesday nights.
I remember this. Okay. I knew there was a reason.
Yeah, same
Well,
reason why we haven't been able to get Derek Walker from Hunter Proof Hatred on here. He works Wednesday nights, and
but
I
these
would love to
guys,
get him on there. D
well,
Rock Walker, that would be a great interview.
I agree because he's a friend of mine. I
Oh,
consider I
he's a friend of everybody's. He's a great dude.
yeah, well, I consider him a personal friend. Like we spent time together, bro. And I can't say that about everyone, right? Like as much as I'd like to say I like Warren Garza, right? Because I do. I spent time with him at the Moon Tower. I spent time with him at the Rail Club. But it's all been, he's behind the bar and it is what it is. But I've spent time with D Rock, you know.
Oh, look at
And
that. Renee
so
can make
I,
an exception. Ah, dude, Renee, we would love to have y'all on. Anytime you want to come on, just let me know. I think we're booked out the next 4 or 5 shows, but after that, yeah, come on, man.
yeah, so man, I don't mind continuing where I left off. That I spent time together with Derek, man. I spent good time together with him, like time that I cherish, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we spent time together, and I know he remembers that, and I know he likes that time we spent together too. So it'd be cool to have you on too, D Rock. Just make it happen, man. But he can, and Renee can too. Come on at 10 o'clock if it helps, right?
All right. And actually, me and Ariel were talking about it. We were thinking, since the days are getting, the nights are getting longer and the days are getting shorter, maybe a
Hmm.
couple of these shows could be like 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock.
Yeah, oh, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm not pushing for it, but I'm okay with it. It's something I've always been willing to consider.
Cool, cool. Yeah, just something to think about.
Well, we'd have to. I mean, really, I don't think that we have a lot of viewers, bro. I think we have to be kind of honest with ourselves. I don't think we have a lot of viewers, and it pisses me off a little bit. But there's nothing I can do about it but enjoy the process. But my invitation to all bands always is to hop on, man. Hop on for 5 or 10 minutes.
Um,
I'm not kidding
I
you, dude.
mean,
If I'd have been alive like back in the day, there'd have been shit like this. I'd been crashing a show like this in a heartbeat. Fuck yeah! What's going on? Goddamn it! Let's go. Yeah, we got a show this Friday night. We got this shit going on. We'll see you there. Bring all your girls. I meant friends. I meant girls. Something.
well, I mean, shit. Joe Rogan had a podcast, from like 2008,
Yeah.
and when did people really figure out that he had a good podcast? Like 2016, maybe. So
Long time, bro. I
podcast.
knew.
It's a
I
slow
knew.
build. I
I knew.
haven't even been with you for a year. We're only doing one show a week.
Yep.
So and what we're doing is very niche. But we're branching out and we're meeting new people and they're telling their friends. So it's a slow burn. As long as we keep giving them quality content and keep giving them good interviews, they'll keep coming back and they'll keep telling their friends, "Hey, these guys are actually good interviewers. Maybe we should pay attention to them."
I agree. Yep.
Nobody's good at
I
anything when
believe
they
in
start.
that. I believe in that 100, man. That's why I do this every week. Cause I believe in that we're doing enough to, you know, eventually people will see what we're doing and appreciate it. And I mean that through the process of listening to the programs.
Yeah, exactly. It's one viewer at a time, one listener at a time.
All right, Dave, tell Renee what Wednesday we have available.
Okay, so next week we got Eric and Hector. The following week we got David. And then the week after, I think we got Ian. So yeah, middle of October onward, we're available.
20, 27, and then we're available on October the 4th.
I think that might be the Ian show.
October 11th.
So I guess October 11th and onward, we would be available.
There you go, Renee. Give us a fuck yeah on October 11th.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on, man.
Here we go. Sometimes we play empty bars, but in random person. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, of course, man. We don't get to choose our fans, do we? You know?
No,
That's something I learned early on. You don't get to choose your fans, man. You get to be happy with what you got. And you really get to be happy with those people. And I have, man. I have cherished every moment I possibly could with every person who said they enjoyed my music.
Yeah, we're just going to keep on rolling, baby. All right, well, I stayed up way later than I normally do, so I think I'm going to crash out. But, Ricky, I love you.
Well,
you have a
thank
wonderful
you,
night, all right?
Yeah, you too, man. I hope we make it through the week.
We always do, brother. All right. Give Phoenix a big hug and a kiss, and y'all have some great times, all right?
Every Wednesday night, let's move it on out together. 9 p.m. You can count on us right here.
Blow your brains out with Ricky Warden and Dave Jarvis, people.
Working with the public, trying to take a piss while everybody asking me how much that is. Well, read it for me, Yoda, what those numbers represent. And then they pause for a second, say 99 cents. You did it, big guy, there's a tornado outside, so you rest your fucking life for a darn cool lights. I'm not trying to judge, but I'm hungover as shit, and every word out your mouth is fucking mongoloidish. Fake P gets more jobs than college degrees. Learning to read is as popular as Chinese cheese. Schizophrenics are my favorite, hopping up and down the pavement, rocking a hospital bracelet, asking if I got a basement, giving me some filthy cash that they just fished out their ass. Sanitizer on my hands won't wash away your stinking gash. Pointing at the product like they were a caveman, talking on their speakerphone, tweaker bitches need a tan. How much this? How much that? Give me some woods, Russian cream throwbacks. What that is, what that was, I'm still on paper, give me CBD buds. How much this? How much that? And give me some woods and Russian cream throwbacks. What that is, what that was, I'm still on paper, give me CBD buds. How much these is, Jesus, will you learn English? I ain't being facetious, I don't got motherfucking psychokinesis. Relinquish the money in your pocket, bitch, I mean this when I tell you wanna scream, cause I can smell your bag of shit with a hand of mildew. Got no hair, but you need some shampoo. Try opening up your mouth when you speak, fucking creep, sounding like a ventriloquist without any teeth. They be asking why I'm taxing, I ain't the government, I'm a Texan. You got some nuts and you wanna flex them, turn right around, go another direction. I don't care about your fucking election. Tell your bitch she give an erection, stick my dick in without protection, fill their ass up, make her have a C-section. Crack fiends doing back handsprings, yelling yes queen, asking for it, your boy screams when I'm the God screams. See the sign that says don't lean, I forgot you can't read. Forrest Gump's got you beat, Lieutenant Dan ice cream. How much this? How much that? Give me some woods, Russian cream throwbacks. What that is, what that was, I'm still on paper, give me CBD buds. How much this? How much that? And give me some woods and Russian cream throwbacks. What that is, what that was, I'm still on paper, give me CBD buds. How much this? How much that? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dank right there with all my drinking buddies. Rotting in jail. How about that? A little bit of that for all of us, right? Just a drinking and a hell raising. That's what we do. Having a good time with each other. I'll reach out and touch you. How about this, hard candy girl? I got a story for you. I walked into a store one day and I said, "Lady, where's your hard candy, girl?" And she went, and I went, "You know, the kind that you suck on." And her eyes opened up like a quarter. And I said, just show me down your aisle. And she just busted up laughing, going, "Oh, fuck. The innuendos are off the hook. Hard candy's over there, motherfucker." And so I wrote a song about it. I had the riff. It's that kind of riff that when you have it, you're like, oh, fuck. And this kind lady right here, Kayla Kent, she licked it all up for you. So enjoy this, because I'm going to enjoy it with you, and thank you for enjoying it with me.
Where's the hard candy, girl? The kind that you suck on. Show me down your aisle. How many licks does it take to get to the middle? How many licks does it take? How many licks does it take to get to the middle? How many licks does it take? Yummy cherry pie. Sweet child, you could be mine. Creamy cherry on top. Running down my face, don't you say? Running down my face. Running down my face, don't you say? Running down my face. Get your hard candy, pull it in your mouth, suck on it real hard. Hear me scream and shout my heart. Hear me scream and shout. Hear me scream and shout my heart. Hear me scream and shout.
Here comes our criminal now. What do you have to say for yourself?
Every time I think about it, it pisses me off. The way they say that JFK was shot by us all. When we saw Jackie O roll back on the drum, what did she go after? Back then to the lake.
Here comes our...
Ha, 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 ha. That's right, I'm here with you. That's me and my dead friends. Me, that's me, and my DEAD. 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 Fucking dead. It's dead. Me and my dead friends. But I don't know. It's like Mr. Freak and the Freak Show Band. That's my other band. You can check it out. I got a song called Love Revolution that I love a lot. Heavy metal. Say fuck you to the camera. Just having a good time. Always making music, you know. Get your fucking angst out. Or fucking... What is it? It's get your yah-yahs out. So thank you for getting your yah-yahs out with me tonight, today, whenever you're listening to me and Dave Jarvis. So that's it. That's me. That's my shit. That's me and my dad friends with Kayla Kent playing lead on Hard Candy Girl and Rick Perry playing lead guitar on Tell You the Truth is the name of that song. So let's pick it on back up and play one more song because I just want to fucking rock and roll. Like I could play music all goddamn night long with you, right? But that's what Dave and I are referring to earlier. We need to, pick up the presence here. We need some more interaction to feel good about responding with you guys, We're fucking playing this shit, having a good time together. We all have shit to do, right? So do we. So do you. So, right now I want to play some heavy fucking shit, god damn it. I'm not even gonna fuck around any longer. I want to have a good time with some good friends. This is Hillbilly Orchestra. Motherfucker.
Lots of loving, babe, is also right. The kind of love you give me every night. Lots of loving, babe, is what I need. The kind of love will make a man out of me. So come on and love me. Give it everything you got. Going a soldier, you're putting it through. I tell you, baby, before I'm leaving you. Lots of loving, babe, is what I like. The kind of love you give me every night. Lots of loving, babe, is what I crave. The kind of take me to out of the grave. Come on and love me. Give it everything you got. Making sweet love to me every night. So making sweet love to you every night. Come on and love me. Give it everything you got. Sweet love to you every night. Making sweet love to you every night. So making sweet love to me every night. Making sweet love to me every night. Making sweet love to me every night. Yowza!